A sinister web of intrigue unfolds, revealing layers of deception and betrayal. Did D4VD and his lover Neo commit this unthinkable crime due to a love triangle?
About the motive, his little gay boy toy, in my opinion, things got heated. And that's what we're talking about today. David finally is going to face charges for the death of Celeste Rivas via the grand jury coming back. They haven't handed the indictment down yet, but we're looking for that indictment to come down in February. So stay tuned because I'm going to keep on this case, guys. All right. And I wanted to just kind of break the monotony of all the, the children. And while she is a missing, she's now found child. It's not, yesterday was heartbreaking.
I mean, does he even know the full context? We don't know. But now I'm starting to wonder, when were these items purchased? Were they purchased at the same time? And when were these items delivered? And how far apart? Because I hear this stuff, and then I also, just like many of you guys, assume, okay, David was planning to get rid of Celeste's body completely to...
Right. And why did he buy all of those things? You don't need a working incinerator for that. All right. Yeah, David is guilty. I hope TMZ isn't getting ahead of themselves, and that is why I'm cross-referencing and cross-checking the news, what LAPD says, and TMZ. So thank you. I agree with you on that. I definitely have done my homework on this case, and pretty much every case that I work on, I gotta make sure I understand it, know it, learn it, read it, listen to it, and deep dive on it. Right?
Destroy any kind of evidence against him, but he clearly didn't. Why is that? Did both items come relatively close to one another and he didn't know where he was going to do this at? Did one item come much later than the other and he didn't have enough alone time to do this before going on tour? It also makes me wonder if the person who moved David's vehicle was set up by David. David realized that he didn't have enough time to conduct his plan, so he had someone move the car to where it was ultimately parked so that he wasn't incriminating himself. A lot of people, including...
So guys, when you look at the timeline real close, it indicates that just exactly what he said, that he had help while he was establishing his alibi and going on tour and flying back and forth and posting his pictures. He left a digital trail, right? He tried to leave a digital trail of an alibi, but instead he did the opposite, in my opinion. All right.
Myself, for a period of time, believed that it was Neo, his close friend, who drove the car and parked it where it was ultimately found.
And again, Neo, the close friend, is suspected to be the close friend slash boyfriend slash boy toy slash love triangle. All right. Don't understand why it has not been done for reviewing of mine. I know, but they're not even saying anything about it. Positive vibes. They haven't said anything about him dating or sleeping with a minor. And I hope so too. That's why I'm here.
Is that maybe why they're not following each other on social media anymore? Why Neo seems to have distanced himself from David completely? Because he realized that David was possibly trying to set him up as the fall guy in case anything went down. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. Now, last month, I shared how David was inactive on Snapchat for the first time since Celeste's body was found in his Tesla. That little green dot, indicative of him being active within the last 24 hours, had disappeared. Well, yesterday, after the news broke that he is likely going to be indicted on charges in 2026.
Now, remember, this was yesterday. Today is December 31st, all right, 2025. And this was 12/30/2025 when the breaking news about the indictment and the grand jury came out. All right. Absolutely seems plausible. And I think they're moving slow because of who he is, right? I mean, listen. This guy that loved Celeste Rivas so much didn't say a word, didn't give a statement after Celeste's body was found in the trunk of his rented Tesla, a block away from his rental home. He continued to go on tour and act like nothing happened. That is a guilty knowledge action that somebody would do. Instead of making a statement and saying this girl that I was anything, he could say he was good friends with her, whatever. He didn't say shit. He shut his mouth and stopped talking, but he left a digital trail. I agree. I agree. R. Kelly and Aaliyah. All right. I don't think Aaliyah died on accident. Just saying.
That little green dot appeared again on Snapchat, indicating that he was either on Snapchat or investigators were on his Snapchat. Is David possibly communicating with friends about the news that broke yesterday? Is it possible that investigators are trying to see what his friends are messaging him on Snapchat following the news that broke yesterday? I'm not sure, but time will tell. And then lastly, it did recently come out that David's song What Are You Waiting For has been removed from the soundtrack of the Madden
See?
NFL 26 game. And he's also been removed from the Spilt Milk lineup, which is a popular Australian music, food, and arts festival due to the
Yeah.
investigation into him for Celeste Rivas Hernandez's death. What do you guys think about all of this? Let me know in the comments. Make sure that you guys are following me as more updates come out, as information is uncovered. You know that you can find it all here on my page, and I will.
Right. He does the best just overall recaps and TMZ as long as you're cross-checking their stuff to make sure you're good to go. All right, now let's get into David. I'm sorry, that's the wrong thing I just put up. Let's get in. Let me remove that. Let's get into David explaining himself about the smell as we talk about the. Actually, I keep pulling this up on accident. My computer is janky right now. I think it's the internet, but we're gonna I'm gonna gift some memberships here while we're doing this. This is we're gonna listen to David explain the smell away of the body, right? Everybody knows if you're a detective, if you're an officer, if you ever worked in law enforcement, if you're ever, somebody that was around bodies, right? Okay. There's somebody that's around bodies. They say it's a smell that you can't get rid of. He's going to explain that away. And then at the same time, we're going to talk about little gay boy lover Neo that we think is possibly involved. And he's the person in the love triangle that existed. All right. It must be stinking. Can you imagine? Her body was said to be left for a week or a few weeks in the trunk, but she had been dead for months before. I mean, the timeline is crazy. You need a graphics card, maybe. No, I just got this computer, my friend. This is a brand new computer. It's not my graphics card. It is the internet, 110%. All right, I think it's safe to say Jason the Ween's music career won't be taken off. David has ruined everybody's life, has associated. Yeah, a lot of people are jumping ship with David and anybody that's connected to him or connected in this case. All right. Yeah, that's what I've heard. All right, let's listen to this. And this woman is, I put this in the description to her channel. All right. I'm going to give some membership.
What's up, you guys? It's Layla Lynn, and I'm back with a new video. In this video, I want to talk about David, D4VD, David Anthony Burke, and the suspicious things going on with him being an artist who did a lot of live streaming. There are suspicious situations that have been caught on live stream. A lot has been caught in his Discord. But I want to talk about one in particular where he was caught on live stream explaining the smell in his home.
Now, remember, this is all circumstantial. Even up to this point, it's circumstantial. Right? Thought Criminal says, "Be careful if you're sick." My husband had a 5-day spin. No, I'm good. I'm over my sore throat already. But thank you, Thought Criminal. Prayers to your husband. I'm already on the mend. I'm in Alabama. My internet has been acting crazy today as well. I'm in San Jose, California. And just because it's raining outside, the internet doesn't seem to want to work. All right, listen. So those things in the Discord server, those trails, the digital trails that David has left online, you better bet your ass that the jury is going to see that. When the indictment comes down, they're going to see these trails that we're speaking of, all right? Because the biggest trail that he's leaving is one right to his door by the things that he posts, the things that he says, the videos that he's come out with. He's got so many things that he's showed us. And he's, in my opinion, hiding in plain sight. All right, let me gift some memberships. Make sure you hit that like button. Subscribe if you haven't. Get a membership if you can. Make sure your notifications are on. All right.
So if you haven't already subscribed to this channel, go ahead and subscribe. Click the bell. Click the thumbs up button. Do all
also, she is in the description of this video. I always want to give credit where it's due. This is Crime and Context with Layla Lynn. Again, the link is there and her channel. So thank you for that, Miss Lila.
YouTube things to support this channel. I have a couple updates that I want to do regarding this case, but I'm going to do them one by one just to keep everything simplified. And this particular video is on him explaining to a visitor in his home why there is a smell. Now, just for context, the Tesla, from what the neighbors say, sometimes the Tesla was outside, but apparently or allegedly, sometimes it was inside the garage. And so it seems at certain points when it was inside the home, it would smell. It would smell up the home. That's what common sense would tell you, right? If there is a decomposing body in the garage, it's going to smell up the house. And so when we do, you guys know, or some of you may know, you may not know, I do body language analysis and also just language analysis. And one of the important things to keep in mind whenever you're analyzing something that somebody is saying is not to summarize it, not to make sense of it, just to take it flat. What they said is what they said. If it doesn't make sense, it just doesn't make sense.
And guys, my theory is if it doesn't make sense, it's a lie, right? And that's for everything. If you go home and you see your kids and you want to ask them something and they give you an answer, or your husband or your friend, it's a pretty common theme. If what someone's telling you doesn't make sense, it's probably not the truth. All right. Welcome to the crime crew. If you got a membership, we appreciate you. If you didn't get a membership, I still appreciate you anyway. All right. Neo, the Asian, aka Neo Langston, and Asia Collins are his two main clingers. Right. And they haven't named names just yet from the grand jury and the indictment, whatever was entered into that, right? LAPD is trying to keep this quiet while the PI and TMZ are coming out with it. So yeah, vultures can tell where there's a dead body from far away. All right, let's get into the juicy stuff. This is the gay boy, in my opinion, and on my cover, I show Neo with David, and David is wearing a shirt that says, "It's gay, I'm in." All right. And you'll see he's twerking over there, getting the attention of his boy toy, in my opinion. All right. I'm not oblivious to these kind of relationships. Many people would say, "Oh no, they're just cool. It's just the age and the, how they act nowadays." No, he acts gay or bisexual because he is gay or bisexual. You don't lay around with a gay man, right? If you're not doing gay stuff. Just saying. Well, Anita Jones, you're the best, Jay. Thank you. Welcome, Krista64. CM Wilkes. No, it's not. No, it's not what? CM Wilkes. It's not gay to do gay things. All right. Let's go.
Explanation here. It just doesn't make sense. His theory on why his house smells just doesn't make sense. So we're going to look at that. And we're also going to look at the interaction between David and Neo, because I believe they are a couple